supply the Edrisso Onyin Road in the Ashanti region protest the poor state of roads there, demanding immediate fixing.
Now the road has deteriorated to the state that drivers cannot work, in good health.
Yeah. We'll take you to some parts of the country where there are growing agitations for better roads. The news is live across a number of our partner stations across the country in the western region. This is Beach 105.5 FM and Sky Power 93.5 FM, both in Takoradi. In the Bono region, you're listening to us on J Life 95.5 FM in Sunyani. This is Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM, also in Kumasi, all in the Ashanti region. In the Volta region, you're listening to us on Revival 99.3 FM in Tajavu. This is Radio Bimbela 91.9 FM in the Northern region. In the Upper East region, we are live on Tanga 93.7 FM in Bolga and Tunsong 97.3 FM Wa in the Upper West region, as well as Jirapa 96.1 FM. Around the globe, we are live on CitiNewsroom.com. We're live on YouTube, Citi FM's YouTube page, as well as Facebook and our Twitter handles. Let's settle.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. And the security at Iyoko premises has been reinforced with police barricades ahead of the reported gathering of NPP supporters and minority MPs in protest of Abdul Wahab Hanan's detention. The ex-Buffer Stock CEO was arrested on June 25 over alleged financial misappropriation. He remains in custody despite claims of meeting the conditions of a 60 million Ghana Citi bill. My colleague Charles Owusukumi joins us on the line with more. Good morning, Charles. Good afternoon, Charles. If you can hear me, who among the leading members of the New Patriotic Party or minority have you cited, and what can you report? Hello, Charles.
Hello, Caleb.
Yes, if you can hear me, thank you for joining us. What can you report from the premises of Iyoko?
Well, Caleb, we know that for the past 12 or so days, the ex-Buffer Stock CEO, Abdul Hanan Wahab, has been in Iyoko custody. He was arrested together with his wife. His wife, though, granted about 30 million for the bill last week. Hanan himself has been granted a 60 million cedi bill. This bill and its conditions, the NPP say it's just outrageous. However, we're told by some members of the NPP that Hanan has been able to meet these bill conditions. I just learned from someone very close to this story that Yoko devalued some of the subsidies that were presented for the bill, and so they've now had to top up. And they were asking for some evaluation reports. All those reports have now been presented to Yoko, and so they just do not see the reason why he's still been kept in custody.
Right.
Yesterday, the National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Salah Mustafa, was on our network and told us that they will be marching out here today. Members of the party, members of the minority group in Parliament would also be coming to Yoko to petition Yoko about the continued detention of Abdul Wahab Hanan, who they say has successfully met all the bill conditions,
right,
and they expect to be released. However, after this morning, the minority group is not here yet. We have police officers who have now reinforced the premises of Yoko with barricades and some men, members of his family, Abdul Hanan's family and friends, who have come all the way from the Upper East region, from his constituency, Pusiga, also here to support him. They are the people here currently.
Right.
We've not had a marching up like we saw in the chairman Wuntumi case.
Very well.
We don't know what is going to happen later in the day, but as at now, it's just the police officers and some members of his family who have come all the way from the Upper East region. Well, engaging them, they are optimistic that today they've been given assurances that today Hanan will be released. So we're here keeping watch, looking out for whatever is going to happen. If the minority group is going to show up or other members of the NPP will show up. I have not yet seen leadership of the NPP here this morning. They may come later.
Thank you very much, Charles Owusu. Kumi is my colleague here in the Citi Newsroom, reporting from the headquarters of Iyoko here in Accra. Let's move on to some other stories now. And lawyers for Patricia Siedu, popularly known as Nana Grada, have officially filed a notice of appeal challenging the Circuit Court's decision that sentenced her to 15 years imprisonment. Nana Grada was convicted on charges of defrauding by false pretense and charlatan advertisements. However, her legal team contends that the trial judge demonstrated manifest bias and denied their client a fair hearing. In an interview with Citi News, lead counsel Richard Asare-Bafo stated that the High Court has been petitioned to quash both the conviction and the sentence.
Okay, so we filed a petition of appeal this morning on grounds that the judgment delivered by the court is so unreasonable that evidence on record does not support it. We have also stated that the trial as a whole is wrong in law. And we are saying that the accused person, the judge, demonstrated manifest bias by persistently harassing and intimidating the accused. The accused person effective and adequate representation. We have also said that the trial as a whole was characterized by bias, as stated earlier, right? We have also said that the sentencing was harsh and unreasonable to impose 15 years imprisonment without labor. And we want the conviction to be overturned and then the sentencing quashed.
Mr. Asare-Bafo also stated that his team will in the coming days file a bail application seeking the temporary release of Nana Grada as the appeal is being determined.
The petition of appeal must be filed first, and that will be the basis for applying for bail. So once that you've gotten that out of the way, I think we'll be doing the bail in subsequent days.
You heard lead counsel for self-styled evangelist Patricia Siedu, Richard Asare-Bafo there. To some of the stories, and former Assistant Secretary at the Office of the former President Ibrahim Ajay is calling on the Electoral Commission EC to explain the increase in polling stations for the upcoming Ablekuma North parliamentary rerun from 3 to 19. His comments follow growing concerns from the New Patriotic Party, which has described the EC's directive as unjust. The party argues that no consensus was reached during consultations leading to the decision to rerun the election in the affected area. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily, Ibrahim Ajay said the EC must clarify how 16 additional polling stations were added.
This is my submission here, Nana. How do we get from 3 to 19? At least inform us, because when you inform us, the actors, both NPP and NDC, can determine how true or not. And of course, then you have the returning officers who were there at those 19 polling stations. Now, it said that the polling stations that were affected, I think the figures were scanned but not verified.
Yeah.
So that was the reason. We understand that. When we were talking about 3, just let us know, EC, where did the additional 16 polling stations come from? Is it the case that during this period you found out more inconsistencies, because now you have the luxury of time to maybe hear other petitions. So in this polling station, this went on. There was overvoting in this particular one. Things that were not captured in December have now come up. If that's the case, explain.
You heard the former Assistant Secretary at the office of the former President Ibrahim Ajay there. Now, still on this matter, Deputy National Organizer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Elikem Kotoko, has criticized the Electoral Commission's decision to rerun the Ablekuma North parliamentary election, describing it as unnecessary. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily, Elikem Kotoko, however, stated that the New Patriotic Party is now facing what he called growing inefficiencies within the Commission.
All these were so avoidable. You recall the Deputy Commissioner, Mr. Eric Bosman.
Yeah, Bosman.
When some time ago he was even meeting the Parliament, he did say that he always ruled out the need for even a rerun. And we kept hammering on this thing. The interesting thing is that some way, somehow, it appears even the MPP is now realizing that truly we had square pegs in round holes. And these are very avoidable and needless infractions or challenges confronting our electoral system, the first time in our history since 1992. And this is not the first electoral commissioner we are having. But since Jan Mensah took over, it has been one problem after the other. It has been one blatant lie after the other. It has been one form of disrespect of the other. It has been one form of arrogance after the other.
Elikem Kotoko is Deputy National Organizer of the NDC and Deputy Forestry Commissioner. Now, the Minister of Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, has warned against encroachment on lands designated for the Boteman Sports Complex. Out of the 99.5 acres acquired from the University of Ghana, only 43 have been developed, with illegal structures rising on the rest. During a visit, the minister announced plans to work with the 48th Engineer Regiment to build a perimeter wall around the remaining land to protect it from further unauthorized development.
Those who are engaged in construction, who have paid already and are constructing, it's better for them to stop. Because any investment they make in this area will be a wasted investment. We have every documentation that covers this piece of land that I'm talking about, the 99.5 acres. Every documentation. The final documentation have been secured. You can rush to want to construct. You can do it in the night. You can do it over the weekend. But at the right time, we will bring everything down. So it is better for you not to waste your money at all. Meanwhile, I'll be engaging other agencies because the LOC chair have made me aware that they had some arrangement to get the 48th Engineers Regiment to do some walling. But that arrangement is still open, and so we would have some further engagements with them to see to it that whilst we're waiting for resources and an arrangement to continue the constructions to cover the unused space, we will wall it.
Kofi Adams is Minister of Sports and Recreation. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studio here at Adabaka in Accra. Still ahead, scores of angry commercial drivers who ply the Edriso Onye Road in the Ashanti region protest the poor state of roads there, demanding immediate fixing.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Are you searching for a world-class conferencing facility to elevate your next event? Do you need a bougie look for that all-important corporate, board meeting, or private social event? The Alisa Pavilion has an unmatched capacity. Our expansive conference center comfortably seats 1,000 persons in a theater-style setup. This makes it ideal for large conferences, product launches, weddings, social events, and exhibitions. There are 2 executive boardrooms set up for your high-profile meetings. With the importance of seamless technology integration, our facilities are equipped to support your audiovisual needs. Looking for an oasis of bliss? Saunter into our Oasis Lounge and Bistro on Thursdays for Thirsty Thursday, while you enjoy a whopping 15% discount. Make a date for Saturday barbecue, where we have alfresco dining for nature lovers in our lush manicured lawns, while you savor lip-smacking dishes. The Alisa Hotel Pavilion, where great minds convene and beautiful memories are created. Alisa Hotels, our Aquaba means more than just welcome.
When the stars come out, Ghana Weekend turns up the lights. From the hottest red carpet moments to the wildest after parties. And for all your celebrations, anniversaries, and unforgettable moments, if it's happening, we're there. First, fast, and fabulously. Your front row pass to Ghana's A-list lifestyle is just a click or a channel away. GhanaWeekend.com and Ghana Weekend TV, where fame meets the fans. Promote your next big event with us, because when you party with the stars, the whole nation of Black Stars should know. Visit GhanaWeekend.com, watch and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle at GhanaWeekend.com, on X at Ghana Weekend, on TikTok, Ghana Weekend, and on Facebook at Ghana Weekend. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, all access, all glam, all yours.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us to some of the stories now. And the minority in Parliament has slammed the Mahama administration for what it calls an unfair attempt to claim credit for the Eban and Akuma oil discoveries. According to Deputy Ranking Member on the Energy Committee, Collins Adumaku-Mensah, the discoveries were made under the Akufo-Addo government in May 2019. He says the previous administration granted approval to ENI for joint appraisal and deserves recognition in the ministry's recent commercial viability declaration.
The Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, as part of its commitment to speed up the processes involved in bringing Ghana's hydrocarbon resources to the surface quickly and to avert stranded resources in light of the energy transition, gave approval to ENI to undertake a joint but single appraisal program in respect of the Eban Akuma discoveries, which discoveries are now known as the Eban Akuma complex. This approval was issued by a letter to ENI by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration dated 28 July 2022. It is therefore disingenuous and the policy of truth for the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition to project or suggest as it sought to do per its statement under reference. Subsequent to the approval of ENI's Eban Akuma program by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, ENI has undertaken appraisals of the Eban and Akuma discoveries and come to the conclusion that the two discoveries are commercial enough to merit investment for the field development and production.
Collins Adumaku-Mensah is Deputy Ranking Member on the Energy Committee of Parliament. Now, the Chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee, Professor Kwesi Prempeh, says there is a need to regulate the extensive powers held by the Office of the Chief Justice. He explained that the Chief Justice oversees both judicial and administrative functions of the courts, dual roles that expose the office to potential abuse of power. Speaking at a learning and exchange event organized by the African Judicial Independence Fund, Professor Prempeh stressed the need to strengthen parts of the Constitution to provide better checks on the powers vested in the Chief Justice.
And some solution has to be found to that problem. Not by removing them, but if you have to wait for attrition, maybe that's one way you do it, because the larger the size of the court, the more the temptation is also to have a Chief Justice who continues to feel that the empowering and paneling power must be used to constitute the court. But even if it's to be used, we should regulate it. There has to be clear rules as to how you pick a judge to sit on the case, how you can and cannot remove a judge, I think we must restore confidence in that process of empaneling so that people don't think that the Chief Justice is just playing games on the court with that power. Once the politicians see that the CJ has that power, they will go after the office.
Professor Kwesi Prempeh also pointed out gaps in the appointment and removal processes of Supreme Court justices, which he said need to be tightened.
It's not a Kenya-style Judicial Service Commission. It's a very weak council. When you look at the membership, it's clear it's not really going to be a big check either on the executive or even on the Chief Justice. So we do need to reconstitute those bodies. We need more parties to be involved in the nomination process so that it doesn't just become the president's pick and then it takes it to a compliant parliament and then the rubber stamp the appointment. So I think the appointment side is very important because of the polarized nature of our politics, almost American-style polarization. So we need to tighten up the appointment process. The removal process absolutely need to be tightened up.
Chairman of the Constitution Review Committee, Professor Henry Kwesi Prempeh, there now. Scores of commercial drivers and other road users took to the streets this morning to protest the worsening state of the Edreso-Onyin Road, which they say has made travel along the stretch increasingly difficult. The road, which was under construction ahead of the Edreso constituency by-election following the passing of Member of Parliament John Kuma, has since been abandoned by contractors. It has now developed gaping potholes, dusty during the rainy season and muddy when it rains, as commuters express frustration over the daily struggle to use the road. The drivers have presented a formal petition to the Edreso Municipal Assembly for onward submission to the government.
We saw that Kofi Job came on the road on the 11th of April. That was Thursday. He came on the road, started working on it. Even at night, he was working tirelessly. So we thought the road would be fixed within a short period of time. But after the by-election, all those amendments ceased. We saw that Kofi Job has started retrieving his machines. All the machines left the site. Another election came. Our MP promised that he is going to help us to fix the road. But when he came, all those promises is in vain. Now the road has deteriorated to the state that drivers cannot work, in good health.
Yeah. Looking at the state of the road, what would be a perfect description from you?
In fact, it's not good. It's not good. Formerly, we were using it like that, but as they decided to tie the road, they just removed everything. So you see the situation of the road is not good. Yeah, it's not good.
Do you have any effect on your vehicle?
Every time I use the road, I have to go and have some. I always go to for repairs.
Here are some commuters on the Edreso-Onyin Road in the Ashanti region now. Member of Parliament for Edreso, Kwabena Boateng, who was present during the petition presentation, attributed the stalled project to funding challenges and assured that he will follow up to ensure the road is repaired.
The project was started by the NPP. To a large extent, we did a lot of the work. There were several bridges that had to be constructed, about 3 of them, which we managed to do. The expectation was that we will be able to complete it before, the December elections, but we could not. The expectation is also that the government is a continuum, process. So in the absence of the NPP, the incumbent will take over and then do some investments in the road so that we can see the completion of the road. One thing about road projects is also that when you construct to an extent and you leave it, you begin to see deterioration of the road. We don't want it to get to that extent. So we would thank the chairman of the drivers union and his executives and the drivers in general for presenting this petition to myself and then to the Honorable MCE. On my part, I've had some conversations with the road minister. We are making some progress in respect of, correspondence. The expectation is for the action to happen.
That was Kwabena Boateng, his member of parliament for Edreso. Here in Accra, residents of Santor in the Katamanso municipality are raising concerns over the poor state of a key 7-kilometer road linking Nanakrom Estate Gate to the Ashaiman Underbridge. Now, work by Jasmo Construction, which began earlier this year, has stalled, leaving the road in a worse condition. Now, damaged pipelines and erosion have worsened accessibility. Meanwhile, along the Afienya Dodowa Highway, residents are also voicing frustrations. Some of them have described the road as an abortion-causing road, as they say it's bumpy and motorable and poses a serious health and safety risk to them. Here's a concerned road user speaking on the City Breakfast Show.
It's very difficult to move on the road on a normal day. I mean, when it's not raining, but when it rains, it's immotorable. It's difficult to move on the road. I would say it's more or less like an abortion, if I can put it in that way, an abortion-causing road. Because even if you're not pregnant, the things you go through after you have tried the road it's unimaginable. So I can imagine what those who are pregnant will be going through if they should use that road.
There's a concerned road user in the Afienya Dodowa area speaking on the City Breakfast Show earlier today. Now, the Accra Regional Police Command has arrested a suspect in connection with the shooting to death of a Queen Mother at Gbawe last month. A naming ceremony at Gbawe 0 turned tragic after the shooting incident that left the Queen Mother dead and another person critically injured. The other victim is currently receiving treatment at the University of Ghana Medical Center. At a press briefing, Director of Public Affairs for the Greater Accra Police Command, DSP Juliana Obing, said the suspect fled the scene and sought refuge in Asokore in the Ashanti region.
Our investigation so far has established that during the event, which was organized by Ibrahim Ni Ayi Kwashi Solomon, it was attended by other traditional rulers and Asafu groups. Now, at about 7 p.m. on the day of the incident, some individuals armed with locally manufactured weapons began firing indiscriminately. One of the shooters, later identified as Gilbert Awini alias Starboy, allegedly aimed and fired his weapon at close range, striking Pearl Na Dodua Witekar, 33-year-old Queen Mother of Papase, killing her instantly. Another victim, Priscilla Na Ayele, who is 38 years and a trader, was also shot in the chest and is on admission at the University of Ghana Medical Center.
DSP Juliana Obeng is Director of Public Affairs at the Greater Accra Police Command, and that's a package for you for today's edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studio at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabaka, Accra. Please visit citynewsroom.com for more stories. I am Caleb Kuda. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.